Back here?
Good morning. I'm George Whitesides. I'm the CEO of Virgin Galactic. Richard Branson has a short statement to make. I would note that he would then have time for maybe a couple questions, and then he has to get to a meeting with company employees. Just a note, Richard will not be able to address any aspects of the investigation, which are under the jurisdiction of the NTSB. Richard.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Well, this is obviously a very tough time for everybody who works at Virgin Galactic, who works for the spaceship company, and who works for Scale Composites. And most importantly, our thoughts remain with the families of the brave Scaled pilots and all those who've been affected by this tragedy. We are determined to find out what went wrong and are working with the authorities to get that information. It is too early for me to add any details of the investigation at this stage. We've always known that commercial space travel is an incredibly hard project. We've been undertaking a comprehensive testing program for many years, and safety has always been our #1 priority. This is the biggest test program ever carried out in commercial aviation history, precisely to ensure that this never happens to the public. The bravery of test pilots generally cannot be overstated. Nobody underestimates the risks involved in space travel. Commander Chris Hadfield is amongst those who have sent moving notes of support in which he highlighted the nature of space projects. He wrote, "As a former test pilot, crashes and sadly even deaths were frequent. It is a known part of the business. Little solace but reality. Pushing the bounds of knowledge and possibility comes with unavoidable risk. In testing the boundaries of human capabilities and technologies, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. Yesterday, we fell short. We will now comprehensively assess the results of the crash and are determined to learn from this and move forward together as a group of friends and a company. We've been touched by the overwhelming support coming from not just the space community, but the world at large. If I could hug every single person who has sent messages of love, support and understanding over the past day, I would. The space community sticks together, and there have been touching messages of solidarity from NASA, even from the International Space Station, X-Prize, our customers, the media, the Virgin family, and many, many thousands of people all over the world, inspired by the vision of commercial space travel. Of all the moving words shared with us, a quote from the astronaut Lisa Nowak stood out. "Of course, risk is part of space flight. We accept some of that to achieve greater goals in exploration and find out more about ourselves and about the universe." We do understand the risks involved, and we're not going to push on blindly. To do so would be an insult to all those affected by this tragedy. We're going to learn from what went wrong, discover how we can improve safety and performance, and then move forwards together. I truly believe that humanity's greatest achievements come out of our greatest pain. This team is a group of the bravest, the brightest, the most determined, and the most resilient of people. We are determined to honour the bravery of the pilots and the teams here by learning from this tragedy. Only then can we move forward, united behind a collective desire to push the boundaries of human endeavour. Thank you very much.
Is it fair to say that the dream lives on?
It's fair to say that all 400 engineers who work here, and I think most people in the world would love to see the dream living on. As I say, that we owe it to our test pilots to find out exactly what went wrong, and once we've found out what went wrong, if we can overcome it, we'll make absolutely certain that the dream lives on.
There are some complaints that this vehicle is not going to make it, no matter what, to space. What is your response to that?
The NTSB will be doing regular press conferences over the next month. I'm not allowed to comment at all on any aspect of the spacecraft, the rockets, and anything to do with it. It's the NTSB that will be commenting. And to be honest, I find it slightly irresponsible that people who know nothing about what they're saying can be saying things before the NTSB makes their comments.
What can you tell us about the pilot who died and the one who survived that? Any members yet?
Somebody later on will let you give you more details on that. The pilot worked for Scaled, not for Virgin Galactic, and I never met him.
So what's the future of Virgin Galactic?
We would love to finish what we started some years ago, and I think pretty well all our astronauts would love us to finish it. Would love to go to space. I think millions of people in the world would love one day to have the chance to go to space. And this is the start of a long program. I've spoken before of, once we got this program off the ground, of offering point-to-point travel. In the early days of aviation, there were incidents, and then aviation became very safe. In the early days of commercial space travel, there have been incidents, and then we hope that one day the test pilots will enable people to be able to go to space safely, and that is our wish and desire.
So Richard, what's your message to those who played the seats, who wanted to be on those journeys? What's your message to them today,
We have had numerous messages of support from the people, the astronauts who signed up to go with us. We even had somebody sign up specifically to become an astronaut yesterday in support of the program. So I think that they've been patient to date. I think most of them will be patient longer. We may lose one or two, but it doesn't look like it.
So you're on for refunds?
Okay. Of course, anybody who ever wants a refund would be able to get a refund. So we haven't used the money. We've always decided it's best not to use the money. It was more, it just gave us the confidence to do the program, knowing that these people were so committed. I'm afraid. Thank you very much for being here. I'm being pulled away to go and see the 400 people who work here. But thank you very much for your time.
Are you
Thank
still
you.
planning on being the first person on the flight?